Unimpressed by themselves, they continue to impress. Denver has as well, and quietly, let's turn up the volume on Jacksonville, shall we? As they took a winning streak into the Mile High City. Have they beaten a bunch of great teams? Maybe not. But this is the best record in the NFL, right? Okay, have some. It's the former #1 pick, Trevor Lawrence, to Parker, Washington. Lovely toss, excellent catch as it's on his shoulder pad briefly. Lawrence and the Jags up 7-0. Same score. 3rd and 5, the money down. This is a fantastic throw and catch. Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, and we're knotted up at 7 apiece. It's 10-7, Denver on top. Not for long. Travis Etienne, what a year he's had. Had a struggle last season, but with Liam Cohen in town, he's been really, really good this year. That's a big play, and now it's Brent Strange. Strange makes a contested grab, spinning and falling to the ground. Jags have a 7-point lead. Trying to hang on to that 7-point lead, and there goes the rookie from Central Florida, R.J. Harvey. Man, that's a spectacular run. That's the longest run surrendered by the Jags all year, and it ties things at 17. Here comes Lawrence, waltzing into the end zone. It's 24-17. Later in the third, same score. Can the Broncos get a stop? Certainly not. Washington takes it to the limit. I'm just in my bag on that video. I love that lady. Washington had 145 yards and 1 touchdown. Etienne out of the backfield, puts on the brakes. The big fella, you're not going to drag him to the ground with an arm tackle. And now it's a 2-score lead, 31-17, and a fumbled snap, and it's recovered by Emmanuel Ogbah as Nick's little miscommunication back there with Jaleel McLaughlin. And it's a field goal that the Jags get there, so it's 34-17, now 34-20, and now it's Jerry Jones with a pick. Jaguars defense, it's been suggested, took it to the limit. Trevor Lawrence asked about his squad after this victory in the Mile High City.
Will this team get respect?
No, I hope not, honestly. I hope we don't get any. So everybody out there, just keep it up. It's great. So, yeah, it's a big game, and just proud of the guys. It was fun.
Our stat of the night, we looked specifically at Trevor Lawrence. 8 touchdowns through the air, 2 on the ground in his last 2. I'll push it back further. It's not the stat here, but it's 12 touchdowns, no picks his last 4. He's the second player in the NFL to have the stats I just mentioned on the graphic here, joining Tom Brady from 2007, part of an undefeated MVP campaign. So that's great context here. Tim with his final thoughts of the night with us. I mentioned Jacksonville's winning streak, right? And it was easy to dismiss perhaps, but now if anybody's been hesitant to join the party and acknowledge what Lawrence, former #1 pick, is doing, playing like it, what this team's doing, there's a path for them to be the 1 seed in the whole AFC, which, again, I don't think we saw that, just like San Francisco, right? We didn't have that necessarily, we thought, a couple of weeks ago. But against the Denver team that leads the NFL in sacks, what'd they do great today?
They protected their quarterback. You see the numbers Trevor Lawrence has. That only happens if you're doing a good job protecting him. And Trevor deserves some of the credit. Look at him pre-snap here. He's sliding the protection to the bottom of the screen here, to the right. And he's doing that with Singleton lined up, in the line of scrimmage as if he's coming. And so that's just seeing the rotation of the secondary, understand what you're getting, and it leads to a completion that leads to a first down. That's really well done. Then because they're running the football well, this is first down. Look at the distance between Trevor Lawrence and the offensive line. Like that's amazing, and he's going to pass the ball well when he gets that environment. And then again, this is a third down at the line of scrimmage, adjusting the protection, making sure that guys are communicating to where they're going. He brings the tight end in because he's getting zero blitz. He wants to lose to the guy that's covering the tight end. So he brings the tight end in. It creates the loss to the widest rusher. He's not going to get there in time. If you play on time, it's a completion and a first down. That's really well done. Typically, if a quarterback is playing well, putting up the numbers he's putting up, A lot of times it's the stuff that he's doing before the snap that even give him the chance to have success after the snap.
And that was a 3rd and 9 play. Like I was saying, the money down. Like 3rd and 3 is one thing. That's a 3rd and 9, everything you just described. I just have a final thought about Jacksonville. In this season of we don't know who's the best, whatever else, for them to go out and beat a team that had won 11 in a row in their building where they've been talking, man, this has been as loud as we've heard it in years, for them to win this way against that team, does it change the way they see themselves perhaps to a degree?
I think it has to. Listen, you're going from Florida to play in Denver where it's cold. It was so loud to start that game there. So it had to feel like a playoff
game.
environment.
Yeah.
So even though that group of guys and that coach has not won playoff games, the fact that they won a game in that playoff-like environment against a 12-win team, yeah, I don't think there's any question that there should be a lot of confidence that you take from that accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, got a playoff win at home against the Chargers. That was kind of gift wrap, like that was like whatever. But this, I think they have designs on something different. I feel like you're seeing a number 1 player in the draft
He's
playing.
on fire right now.
I mean, playing as well as anybody. Have a fantastic Christmas with your
Sure.
family. Appreciate you being up here.
Yep.
Bonus, couple of nights here. We'll see
go.
you next week.
Yep.
Really?
I'll be back.
Microcosm of an entire Lions season wrapped up into one sequence. What do you make of the end of that game?
Yeah, here's what I would say for them. Kansas City probably the most disappointing, season in terms of expectation. I think right behind them is the Detroit Lions. Now, the changes that the Lions had, lost both coordinators heading into this, season after last year. And I think it showed up. You saw Dan Campbell take over the offensive play calling at some point during the season. And then you look at, as you said, kind of plays at the end of this game where you're like, oh, hey, they're right there. A little bit like you were talking about with Baltimore. Hey, this is the Lions. This is Jared Goff. He's taken teams to, the Super Bowl before. They're going to get it figured out, and they just don't. You have 2, wide receiver screens that are inches away from scoring. You have an offensive pass interference that takes back a touchdown. A drop, then you have another offensive, pass interference. It just was kind of not getting out of your own way a little bit.
They're the only team to have 2 offensive pass interference penalties enforced against them in the last 30 seconds of the game in the last 30 years. And if you just look at the trajectory, or I guess the trajectory implies you're going up, but it's the slide, if you will. You got the lead against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game 2 seasons ago. Last year, you're the 1 seed. You lose in the first game at home against Washington. And now you're in real danger, odds heavily against you making the playoffs. So with that, I'm asking this result, what feels more significant in your estimation? Pittsburgh winning, and I'm not diminishing that, or Detroit losing?
Detroit losing, because I think that Dan Campbell's probably going to have to, reevaluate the aggressive nature all of the time.
You think so?
I do, because they lost games this year because of it. You think of the Philadelphia